Okay, so we're back again. And this time we are going to discuss the union and intersection of sets and combining all the things that we have learned, like complement, universal set, subset, proper subsets, and so on and so forth. Okay, how if you guys wanna get a review of that, all you need to do is to watch the previous video that I have uploaded and just try all these exercises that are given there. All right, so now we are going to discuss union and intersection of sets. And in here, it's very easy. So the first thing that we need to do, as always, is to define what the union is. So when we say the union of sets A and B denoted by A union B, this means that this set is the set of all the elements which are in A or in B. So if the definition is not that clear, then all we need to do is to understand that you're going to combine the elements of the given sets that you have. Okay. The intersection of sets is denoted by A intersect B. So in here, it should be an upside down U. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any symbol for that one. Or you can just have it here. Okay, let's just copy it there. There we go. Okay. It's the set of all elements which are common to both A and B. So the best way for us to understand union, coming from the word union, so we say we unite or we combine. And as we combine, we have to understand that elements cannot be repeated. So if you see common elements in the given sets, you only going to write these elements once. Okay, you cannot, like, let's say for example, AA. You cannot write the elements AA. Instead, you are just going to write one, which is A. Intersection means common and similar. So these are the things that have been repeatedly seen in the given sets. Okay, so let's say, for example, if we are going to have this kind of problem, and it says that it is given that A is equivalent to elements F, G, H, I, J, K, and B is H, I, P, Q. Draw and illustrate on a Venn diagram. So looking back to what we have learned last time, these are two given sets, and we don't have any universal set, which means that these sets are going to be illustrated in a circle. Okay. Now, as you can see, there are some elements that are common with A and B. However, B is not a proper subset of A, so that means these two sets are going to be intertwining each other, or they will intertwine. Okay, so I'll just write A and B here. And in this portion, so when we talk about the union of set, what we need to understand is that this spot that we have here pertains to the spot that are said to be common to these two sets. Okay, so let's say, for example, I can see I here and I on the other side. So that means I can write I in the middle. At the same time, I can see H. Okay, so apart from those, I couldn't find anything that are said to be common between them. So that would mean that if this is the circle of A, then that means the remaining elements of A will be written onto the other side. So let's say F, G, J, and K. And then we're just going to do the same thing on the other side, which is P and Q. Okay, so now you have the illustration of these two given sets in a Venn diagram. Okay, so this is how we answer letter E. Now, I want you guys to try to find the union of A and B in set notation, meaning to say you're going to list it, and pause this video for a while so that you will be able to test yourself if you understand that union means combining the elements of these two given sets, and you have to understand that the elements cannot be repeated. Okay, stop the video now. Okay, so I assume that after you pause the video, you were able to set up your answers and see whether you guys got the same answer as well. So A union B, again, when we write it down, we have to put an equal sign and bracket, open and close bracket. And inside the brackets, we are going to write the elements of the following. Okay, so when we say union, that means we are going to unite them. So if we are going to unite them, all we need to do is to see what elements can we find in the two circles combined. All right. So now you will understand that I can, if you are going to write, I can start writing here, such as F, G, J, K, and then in the middle, HI, and then PQ. And as you notice, I did not write it in particular order, which doesn't really matter. Okay. However, if your teacher asks you to write it in alphabetical order, then yeah, you have to write it in alphabetical order. But in this case, it doesn't really matter, actually. Okay, so now we are going to go to letter C, which is the intersection of A and B. So what I want you to do, guys, is to pause this video again and see whether you were able, you will be able to get the correct answer. Okay, you may begin. All right. So now I assume that you guys already answered the union, the intersection of A and B. So just like what I said, the common, the best, most efficient term to explain intersection is to see the common elements between the two given sets. And what we see here is that the only thing or the elements that are the same with them will be H and I. So that means that the intersection of A and B are said to be H and I. Okay. All right, so let's now move on to the next one, which is combining all the sets that we have learned. And this time we are going to have a universal set. So again, when we see a universal set, then that means that we are going to make a box. So as soon as you see that, you can just automatically make a box to express that you have these universal set. Now, when you answer this one, you have to make sure that the other given sets shows you the elements and find out if there are common between the two other given sets. So one thing that I notice here is that these sets have common numbers such as 2 and 4. Aside from those, then I don't see any numbers that are common. However, knowing that they have common elements, then automatically I will make, or I will illustrate two circles that intertwine at some portion. So from there, I'm going to write down the common elements, the ones that are the same. So let me just highlight them. So I can see 2 here. Oops. So I can see the 2 here, and I can also see the 4. So automatically, when I write it or I put it there in the Venn diagram, I will just put the 2 and the 4. Okay, arrange in not and no particular order. And then after that, I will be trying to complete any of these sets. So let's say, for example, I would like to start with set B. So the 2 and 4 are already there. So I'll just write 6, 8, and 10. And for DA, what you guys need to see is that the elements are 1, 3, 5. Okay, so as soon as you see this, you will understand that not all the elements were written completely. Because in this case, you have to understand that we also have these universal sets. And the total number of elements that we have in A and B combined is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Meaning to say there are some elements that were not written yet. Now let's try to find out what those elements are. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We didn't see 7. So that means anything that were not seen, any elements that are not visible inside the circles will automatically be written outside. So the 7 was not in any of these, and as well as the 9. So this is how or where you're gonna write the elements for that. So if you combine all these elements inside the box, you will understand that these are all the elements of the universal set. So the universal set is that one box containing all the elements inside. And it so happened that set A and set B are parts of the universal set. Okay, so now let's try to answer letters union A, B, C, and D here. So what you need to do is you're just going to write the list down in set notation, the answer for A union B prime. Okay, and A intersect B prime. So let's start with letter A. So in this case, what we need to understand is we are going to look on what we can have in the A union B. So A union B, meaning to say you are going to unite the elements of A and B. So therefore, we can just automatically write down whatever we see in the illustration. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll just write it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 and 10. So this is the union of A and B. So A union B. However, this is just what is being asked for partially, because in the end, we are looking for the prime, okay, or the complement of A union B. So meaning to say, you are going to think about it or analyze that what are the elements that are not in A union B. So if this is A union B, what are the elements that are not in there? And you can see that the elements are these particular values. So meaning to say, A union B prime are the ones whose elements are 7 and 9. Okay. Now let's go to letter B. So I'll just put here letter A and this one's letter B. So in letter B, we're asked to look for the complement of the intersection of A and B. So the procedure is just the same. In here, we look for the union. This time, we're going to look for the intersection of union A and B. So now, just like what we have discussed before, if you guys are not familiar with union and intersection, okay, what you need to do is to just refer to the previous video. You can just watch it and come back here. Okay, so when we say A intersect B, then that means we are pertaining to the elements that are, okay, common between A and B. So common automatically refers to the intersection of this one, of the two circles. So we can say that those are 2 and 4. Okay. Now, this is just the intersection of A and B. However, we are asked to look for the complement of the intersection of A and B. Okay. So in this case, you are going to think, what are the elements that are not found in the intersection of A and B? So if these are the elements for the intersection of A and B, then therefore the ones that you can see outside of that are the numbers or the elements that are said to be the complement. So if we are going to write it down, we are going to list it as 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 1, 3, 5. You can write it, or you can have this one. 6, 8, 10. And then 7, 9. Okay. And that's how you're going to answer that one, guys. Okay. I hope you were able to understand. So you can just pause the video if you would like to try and challenge yourself to answer these problems, even though I haven't explained it yet. Okay, so next is we're going to do this one. So we have the complement of A is being united, or the union of the complement of A and B. So in my case, I always make sure that I write down whatever is in this given sets for me to make another set. So let's say complement of A. So if this is my A, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, then that means the complement would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So if you don't have a Venn diagram, all you need to do is look somewhere here, and you will see that these are the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means that the complement will be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And in this case, if you're going to, for the B, all you need to do is to just write down the elements 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Afterwards, you are now going to see that this is the complement of A and this is B. And all you need to do is to unite the elements. So when you say A prime union B, you are going to list down the elements, combine the elements. However, once again, you have to understand that you should not be repeating elements that are the same. So if I'm going to have this, I will have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I hope you guys were able to understand that. So you can just pause it, just like I said, if you would like to challenge yourself and answer the others. Okay, so the next one is A intersect B prime, or intersect the complement of B. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the elements of A. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then put a bracket. And then B prime. So if I'm going to look at the B, so this is a set of even numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And if I am going to answer for the complement, so I will refer to the universal set and find what elements can be found in the universal set that are not in the given set B. So if you're going to analyze, since those are even numbers inside, then we can just automatically write down the odd numbers that can be found in the universal set. Okay? So now afterwards, what you need to do here is to combine. So since we are looking for the intersection of A, B prime, so what you need to do is to combine these elements, or combine the elements, sorry, not combine, but find the common elements between these two sets. So similar. So we have 1 and the 1 here. We got 3 as well. We got 3 in here. We got 5 and 5. So if we are going to write down the intersection, okay, so the common, so we're going to write the elements 1, 3, and 5. Okay, I hope you guys were able to understand that. So if you want to learn some more, say you can just like check and play with these values. There are certain combinations and all for that. Okay, let's now move on to the next one. Shading sets. Okay, so this time we are going to shade the Venn diagram that pertains to the operations of the sets. Okay, so let's say, for example, if I am given with A union B, so let's say this is my example number 1. So what I need to do is to just put a tick to the set that we are referring to. So let's say, for example, if I'm going to unite if I'm going to unite A and B, what I need to do is to tick set A. So set A is composed of these circles with those two. Okay. So let me just have another picture of that so you guys will not be confused. So A, B, and then the epsilon. Okay. So if I'm going to take A, this is what I'm going to have. So this would automatically mean that these are the sets or the elements of set A. And then if I'm going to get the elements of set B, what I'm going to do is to just stick it again. Now, when you say union, then that means you are going to unite. Okay, again, you are going to unite the portions that you have checked. Again, you are going to unite the portions that you have checked. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade these portions that has been checked. So automatically, this will give us the answer that this is going to be A union B. All right, let's have another kind of problem. I'll just erase this one and we will just continue this. So let's say I have A intersect B. All right. So again, you're going to make a diagram. Okay. So when you say A intersect B, and they are in the uh, universal set, so you're going to make A and B inside again. And then from there, you're going to take again. A, this is your A. And B is this one. Okay, so when we say common, these are the, when we say intersection, this refers to the common. So in this case, what you're going to do is you are going to shade the one that has been commonly ticked or checked in the given diagram. And this is how it's going to show you the answer. Okay, so now for number 3, let's try to be more, let's try to give a more challenging problem. So let's say I have, okay, so what I want you to do is to pause this and try to answer it on your own. So first is to get this one. All right, you guys can pause this one and try it in your own. Okay, so I assume that you guys were able to put down the answer. And this time we are going to shade. Okay, so let's say, for example, if this is my A, and I want to take the complement of A, so that would mean that I will be taking the one that is outside the A. So again, if this is my A, I will take the one that is outside. So that means I'm going to take this one because this is not part of the A. And at the same time, I'm going to take this one out. All right. Now let's go to B. So if I am going to B to check B, I will understand that this is my B. And if this is my B, letter B, then the elements can be found here, here, and here. So these are the portions for set B. And when we say union, then that means you are going to unite them. So that means you are going to shade everything that has been mentioned in the given problem. Okay, and that is how you're going to find the answer. Were you able to get your answer correct? Okay, so let's have some more. Question number 4. Let's try to have this one. The complement of A union B. Okay, so let's see. If you are, first is you're going to see the union of A and B. So if I'm going to illustrate that the union of A and B will be this, this, and this, right? The union. However, it says the complement. So that means if those are the ones that you tick, the one that you checked, then that means the complements are the ones that are outside those circles, meaning to say you are now going to shade the ones that you can see outside. Okay, so I hope you guys were able to understand how to shade these, how to answer this kind of topic. And I hope this video helped you a lot and could improve more on your skills on this particular chapter. Okay, we're going to be discussing different kinds of math problems again soon. And all you need to do is to subscribe to this YouTube channel for you to review for your upcoming test or for your, if you're teaching someone. So all you need to do is to just show this to them. All right. See ya.